How's it going, guys? Welcome to the East Blue Nation. Today we will be talking about One Piece live action season 2 theories from non-manga and anime viewers. This is where we ask individuals who only know of One Piece through the live action series, have never read the manga, and have never watched the anime. We ask them about what they theorize will happen in season 2, and their theories are pretty interesting. A friend of mine believes that Shanks is Luffy's older brother, and that's a theory that's very common, to think that Shanks is related to Luffy, so it's not that crazy. However, some of the crazier theories come later on this video. Stay tuned because they are pretty wild. My cousin's theory for the One Piece live action series season 2 is that he believes that the Straw Hat Pirates will run into a rival pirate crew that fights exactly like the Straw Hat Pirates. So I asked him, what do you mean? Can you elaborate a little bit? He was like, yeah, man, they're gonna run into a crew of pirates with the leader being an individual who has the same type of stretchy power as Luffy. That's a good one, but I don't think that you can have two individuals with the same power. I didn't want to spoil too much for him. However, he was like, Doug, I'm pretty sure that you can find something that's very similar to rubber, but it's not rubber. So instead of the rubber fruit, maybe they have something different that can make him stretch similar to rubber. I'm like, okay. He's like, anyway, they're gonna run into a crew with a swordsman that is the same as Zoro, and they're gonna have an epic sword fight and an individual who fights by kicking just like Sanji. I'm like, oh, pretty interesting. He's like, yeah, man, it's gonna be like the craziest fights ever. They're not gonna be able to fight against these individuals because it's basically like they're fighting against themselves. I'm like, what else? Bro, they're gonna have a sharpshooter just like Usopp and a person who fights just like Nami. It's gonna be an ultimate clash of two teams that are basically the same thing, and I think that's what's gonna happen in season 2. I was like, good theory. A friend of mine said the following. She believes that Luffy will find a way to add Fishman Blood into his bloodstream, making him able to breathe underwater and move freely underwater. Now, when she told me that, I was like, whoa, because she was like, I think Luffy's gonna find a way to like inject Fishman Blood into his bloodstream. And when she said that, I was stunned. I stepped back a little bit and she saw my reaction a bit, but you know, she kind of thought that I confirmed something, but I tried to compose myself anyway. And I was like, yeah, go on. She was like, yeah, well, I think when he does that, he's gonna be able to move freely underwater and breathe underwater. And I was like, good. So what would that do for the show? She was like, well, that's gonna make him unstoppable. Basically, it's gonna make him really, really strong, and he's gonna have no weakness, basically, because I think the only weakness for devil fruit users is the water, that underwater ocean part where he can't move. I think that's the only thing from what we could see. So I think this is gonna get rid of that, making their team one of the strongest teams in that whole world. I was like, interesting. Which it is. Another friend of mine said the following. They believe that the Straw Hat Pirates, one of their crew members, is going to be captured, and that will prompt them to have a thrilling rescue mission involving clever strategies and daring escapes to save that crew member. The crew member they think will be kidnapped is actually Usopp. I was like, really, Usopp? Why Usopp? Well, Usopp doesn't seem like to be the strongest of the crew, and I think actually Usopp is the weakest of the crew. However, I think he's important to the crew, but he's going to get caught, and they're probably gonna catch him and threaten to kill him or whatever, and the Straw Hat Pirates are gonna go and try to save him, and that's gonna probably be like the majority of season 2. That's what he thinks. Now, the last theory that I have is pretty insane. It's so insane that I was like, how do you think of this? It was my cousin's theory, and he often thinks this way, where he could be one of the best One Piece theory creators in the world if he knew what the hell he was talking about. But first, let's talk about Tokyo Treats and Sakurako Box. This video is sponsored by Tokyo Treats and Sakurako Box. Their mission is to invite everyone to experience Japan from the comfort of their own home, and that is exactly what they do, bringing to you some of the most amazing snacks from Japan. Tokyo Treats is a fun and exclusive Japanese snack subscription box filled with limited edition Kit Kats and specialty flavored Japanese chips, seasonal treats, and occasional Japanese sodas that are only available in Japan for a limited time, so you get to try it from the comfort of your home. So far, we've gotten many different types of Kit Kats in the Tokyo Treats box. This month, we got the matcha latte Kit Kats. Here's what it looks like. We're gonna split it in half, and she gets one and I get one.
See.
Delightful.
delicious.
I've been looking forward to this right here. It's a cake with the flavor of cherry. Look how much fun we're having. We're always laughing while doing these things.
It's a lot of in between.
It looks like it came right out of a bakery. Oh wow, it's really strong cherry flavor.
Oh my gosh, yeah it is.
Every month is a different theme. This month, the Tokyo Treats theme is Sakura Nights Snack Fest. Experience the fun of Japan at night with Tokyo Treats, featuring Sakura flavored treats and tasty seasonal snacks inside. This box brings the charm of Japan Yozakura cherry blossoms at night right to you. The Sakurako box is a monthly Japanese artisan snack box that supports local snack makers across Japan. Each box comes with 20 traditional, authentic, and artisan Japanese snacks, including Japanese teas and a special Japanese tableware. The theme for this month is Moonlit Sakura, so immerse yourself with authentic flavors such as delicate wagashi sweets and fragrant teas. What we got right here is a Sakura chocolate cookie. I'm looking forward to this one. A little crumbly.
Crunchy.
It's crunchy. That's actually really
It
good.
has a really nice frosting on top.
The frosting is phenomenal.
Delicious.
This right here is the Sakura Madeline. It's a little small cake. So if you want to know if it's vegetarian friendly or if any allergy information, it's in the book that comes with it. Look right there. You can read everything about it. So that's actually pretty cool. Here's what it looks like once you open it. It's like a little muffin. Ooh, smell it.
Oh,
it smells like
fruit.
Like fruit.
It smells exactly like fruit. Oh, it smells great.
Oh, that's good. It's like a pound cake.
Yeah. It's like
made from fruit.
It's a little lighter than a pound cake though. It's really nice.
It's lighter than a pound cake. So if you want to immerse yourself and your friends and family into the Japanese culture from the comfort of your home, I encourage you guys to check out the Tokyo Treat box and Sakurako box. That's really good. Here is the tableware that came with it, and it's very nice. It's very beautiful. I really like the way it looks, and again, one of my favorite things about this. But hold on, because you are part of the East Blue Nation, when you click on the links in the description section below and in the comment section as a pinned comment, make sure to use code word East Blue Nation to receive $5 off your first Tokyo Treats box through my link, or your first Sakurako box also through the link for that one. That way you get $5 off your first order. Alright, so check this out. My cousin was like, and he gets really into it. He believes that two organizations / groups, according to him, were at war with each other. I'm like, yo, okay, so tell me, what do you mean? He was like, yo, there are two groups, right? You call them whatever you want, teams or people or clans, whatever, species, but there's two of them, right? You got yourself the water people, ocean water people. That's one group of people. I'm like, okay, the water people? He was like, the ocean water people. I was like, okay, the ocean water people. That's a group of individuals who can control ocean water in such a way that they can actually use it to fight against other people. I was like, all right. And then you have yourself the fire people. I'm like, okay, where are we going with this? He was like, hold on, chill out, dude. I got this. Just listen. You got yourself the fire people. I'm like, okay, what do they do? He's like, the fire people, they control fire in such a way that they can fight with fire. I'm like, this sounds like Avatar. He's like, hold on. It's much more complex than that. I'm like, okay, go on. He's like, all right, so those two people or those two clans, I'm going to call them clans. Those two clans, they have other people who fight for them below them, soldiers. I'm like, okay. And those people have those powers too? He's like, nope, they're regular, right? So there's just regular people who serve those two clans. So you got your ocean water clan with individuals who work under them as soldiers who are just regular soldiers. I'm like, okay. And you got your fire people who fight with fire, who have their regular soldiers under them, who are just regular people who fight for them. I'm like, okay, I'm with you so far. But it's pretty crazy. He's like, it gets crazier. Hold on. He says, here's what happened. In an effort to destabilize and weaken the soldiers from the fire people, the water people created devil fruits and spread them across the world, along with the knowledge that those who eat them gain superpowers. I'm like, why would they do that? He's like, because there was a little secret to them. Those who eat those would also gain weakness to ocean water. That's why the ocean people spread them, because it would allow them to fight against the soldiers of the fire people with great ease. I'm like, okay, so the devil fruits were created by the water clan. I'm gonna call them that, the ocean water clan, to weaken the soldiers from the fire clan. He's like, yeah, you're getting it, but there's more. I'm like, okay, so the devil fruits are created by the water clan to weaken the fire clan's people so that they can have weakness to water, but it would give them superpowers. And he's like, yeah, man, because how else are you gonna get people to eat it, right? You promise them something, but they don't know that there's a weakness to it. It's kind of like the genie story, you know, where a genie gives you 3 wishes, but there's always something else hidden behind it. I'm like, okay, bro, what else? He was like, check this out. Eventually, the fire people, they found out about the devil fruits, and they were angry as hell because their soldiers were turning into devil fruit users with weaknesses to water, which made them useless fighting against the ocean water people. I'm like, all right. He says, so check this out. The fire clan, they found out about it, they got angry, and they created something even worse. I asked him, what did they create? He's like, hold on, bro. Whoa, you in a rush? Where are you going? I'm like, nowhere. This is pretty long and pretty complex. He's like, I know, but didn't you say One Piece is a complex story? I'm seeing it, brother. I've watched season 1 and I know that this thing is going to get crazy. I'm like, okay, keep going. So he says, eventually, the Fire Clan, they created a disease that they spread among the water people's soldiers. And that disease was even worse than the devil fruit, because what it did is it infected those and made them extremely weak to fire. I'm like, okay, the water people's soldiers are weak to fire. Nah, man, they're extremely weak to fire. However, it wasn't all perfect, you know. That disease actually made them so weak to fire that they actually needed to be in the water more than anything. So, you know, the water people's soldiers, they had to be in water more often, and maybe that made them closer to their gods, if you want to call it that, because they're soldiers for the water clan. They had to rely on the ocean water more than anything because fire and heat affects them drastically. You know, it actually was messed up for them because their bodies started to deform and they started to look like fish. And guess what they were turned into through generations? And he looked at me while smiling. Yeah, he was smirking. I was like, what? And he said, fishmen. I'm like, okay, so fishmen, you're saying, were created by the Fire Clan, who created a disease to make the soldiers of the Water Clan extremely weak to fire and heat. And so that made them depend very highly on being in the ocean, which then deformed their bodies and made them look like fishmen. And through generations and generations, they turned into fishmen. That's what you're saying, right? He's like, exactly. I just broke down the creation of devil fruits and fishmen. And I haven't even seen the anime or read the manga. This is only based off season 1 of the One Piece live action series. And I was taken back by it because it's so ridiculous, but it made a little bit of sense to me. I'm not gonna lie. It was like, whoa, if I didn't know what really happened in One Piece, I was like, whoa, you know, you got some clever theories in there. And I didn't tell him that because he is a One Piece live action series viewer and I don't want to spoil anything for him. But that's what that is. What do you guys think about those theories? If you have any theories from any of your friends or family members regarding the One Piece live action series season 2, put those in the comment section below. Also, let me know what you thought about those theories from my friends and family members. Make sure to click the like button if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the East Blue Nation, and we will see you guys next time. Peace.